Let me show you how this AI agent works. Can you tell me meetings scheduled on my calendar for tomorrow?
Here are the meetings scheduled for tomorrow, September 29th, 2025. 1.
Can you schedule a meeting on my calendar for today at 4 p.m. Pacific time? Keep the title of meeting as test meeting, put agenda as this is a test product meeting, and also invite Devraj and Akash from my team.
Meeting title, test meeting. Attendees, Devraj, pending. Akash, pending. Time 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. PDT.
As I can see on my calendar, the meeting has been scheduled from 4 to 5 p.m. as per my instructions on my calendar. Let's also give instructions in the text format. Can you tell me meeting scheduled on my calendar for Tuesday? Okay, so this is how we get the output in audio and text format. We can literally make all the work done on our calendar just through our voice or text command. Hi everyone, in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can build an AI agent that is going to manage your entire calendar end to end. This AI agent will create meetings for you on your calendar. It will update you about the existing meetings. It will make changes to the existing meeting. If you want to notify anything to the meeting attendees, you will be able to do so. Almost every working professional spends 1 to 2 hours managing their calendar every single day. So this agent will save your 10 to 15 hours every single week. You can build this agent, use it for yourself, or you can sell this AI agent to other small medium businesses. There are a few key important components when you build this AI agent. You need to know what nodes you want to add. You need to understand the flow of data throughout this AI agent so that you can understand what's the input for each node and what is the output for each node. And third, if you are new to building AI agents, you need to know which platform are we using. So we are using n8n.io. If you are new to n8n.io, you can simply search this platform on Google, create your free account. When you create a free account, you'll land on a page that will look something like this, where you'll be able to see all the AI agents that you have created so far. So we are going to create this AI agent, personal assistant for calendar. And to get started, you simply need to click on create workflow and you will land on a blank canvas. Now on this blank canvas, you want to add multiple nodes. For this AI agent, we'll be mostly needing AI agent node, so that you can simply search, add this one. You will need calendar nodes. So you'll search calendar and you'll get Google Calendar, click on it, and then there are different type of calendar nodes available. Based on your need, you'll select one of them. For example, if you want to create a meeting, you'll select, for example, if you want to create a meeting, you'll select this node. If you want agent to have an ability to delete a meeting on your calendar, you'll select this one. Okay. If you want your agent to update an existing meeting, you'll select this one. Okay. So we'll talk more about this one. So calendar node is the one that you would need. Also, you'll need a Telegram node to send either the text or the voice command. So you can simply search Telegram over here, and over here you'll need to select under triggers on message. Also, we are going to use a switch node in this AI agent. Also, we are going to use OpenAI chat model as the brain of our AI agent. And we are also going to use simple memory. So these are the primary nodes that we are going to use in this AI agent. Now, the next thing that you need to know is how data is flowing through this AI agent. Again, if you're new to n8n, if you're new to building AI agents, you need to understand that the flow of data is super important in any AI agent. Each node that you see in this AI agent has some kind of input data and some kind of output data. Okay. So for example, what meetings are scheduled on my calendar for tomorrow? So for example, when this AI agent is run, as you can see right now, wherever you see green tick, that means the data flow is correct through that particular node. Whichever node is executing, you'll see that execution sign like this. And for example, there is a green tick. So that means data has flown properly through this particular node, and we'll be able to see what is the input data and what is the output data. If for any reason your AI agent gets stuck on a particular node, you'll be able to see a red sign over here, and then you'll need to double click on that particular node to see what is the exact error. Now let me show you the flow of data. So for example, in this particular node, now let me show you the flow of data. So we start from the very first node, which is the Telegram trigger node. Here we provided our voice input, and here are the output of this particular node. So it is giving us an audio file with the file ID of this one, and a few other information like who sent this message, what is the ID of that person, what is the chat ID, right? And the few other information. So as you can see on the switch node, on the input side, we are getting all the fields which was output of the Telegram trigger node. You can simply click on this drop down to see which fields are coming in. Similarly, on the right hand side, you will be able to see what is the outcome of this switch node, and you will be able to see all the fields over here. Okay. Similarly, you'll be able to see input and output data for each node by clicking on that particular node, and you'll be able to see input and out. Another very important concept that you need to understand related while building any AI agent is that data flows in the JSON format throughout this AI agent. And you need to utilize different fields available in that JSON data to configure each node. Let me explain you how. So when you double click on any node, and as you see different fields on the left hand side, right? Can you see over here schema, table, and JSON? When you click on JSON, you'll see all the data is in the JSON format, like ID, first name, last name, right? And when you click on schema, you'll be able to see it in a very easy format. Okay, so all these are called the JSON fields. And to configure each and every node, you'll be able to see that there is some kind of JSON text written over here, like this and like this. But even if you come from a non-tech, non-coding, non-programming background, you don't have to worry about it. Why? Because you don't have to type this JSON code. How this JSON code appears over here, you simply drag and drop these fields from the left hand side to the right hand side like this. For example, if I have to add this particular information like a file ID over here, the JSON text that you were able to see, simply drag and drop it over here, and the entire JSON code is over here. Okay, so you would never need to write a JSON code. You just need to know which field is right and which field you need to drop. Okay, now go through each and every node and let me explain you the configuration of each and every node, and you will be able to implement it by yourself. The first node is a Telegram trigger node. Simply search Telegram and you'll get this particular node. Here on trigger on, you'll need to have message selected. That's all you need to have in this node. The next node is switch node. Once you add a switch node, you'll be able to see inputs on the left hand side. Here, the most important thing is you need to set mode as rules, and under rules, you need to make two different rules. The first is if you're getting an audio output or if you're getting a text output. So first create one audio output and select a file ID over here, because a very important thing, whenever you send a voice message through Telegram, in your n8n, you'll be able to see a file ID associated with that voice message. Right? So you'll simply need to drag and drop file ID. Right now, I sent a text message. That's why we are not able to see file ID, but you'll be able to see file ID under a voice section over here. Now, the second rule that we are creating is output name as text, that whenever we send text message on Telegram, okay, that is appearing over here. We'll simply add it over here. Let me show it to you how you can do this. So simply drag and drop it over here. Okay. So here now we have two outcomes of the switch node, audio and text. Whenever I'm sending an audio message through Telegram, my entire message will flow through this route. And whenever I'm sending a text message through my Telegram, that text message will flow through this particular route. Okay. As we send the text message, so this text message is going through this route, and we come to our AI agent. So this AI agent get my text input over here, as you can see, and this is giving me the output, that is information about the meeting scheduled on my calendar. Now, here are the configurations that you need to make in the AI agent node. There are two very important parts in the AI agent node. One is the user prompt and second one is the system prompt. User prompt is nothing, the information that we are giving to this AI agent, that, hey, tell me information about the meeting schedule on my calendar for Tuesday. Okay, so that is my input. So I've added user input and I've simply added my user input over here. So if you see, I've added two different inputs. So under user input, I've added one whenever I'll send the text input and the other one whenever I'll send the voice input. Okay, because I sent the text input this time, so this one got executed. Also, I've added today's date over here. This date is super important. Whenever we are going to create an AI agent that deals with the timeline, for example, if I say, can you schedule a meeting on my calendar for tomorrow? My AI agent needs to know what's the date for today. So we are simply going to add today's date over here. Okay. Now, this is the only JSON code that you need to add. Again, I have my WhatsApp community. The link is given in the description box. make sure to join my WhatsApp community, and I will provide you all this JSON code prompt, right, or the JSON file if you need for this entire AI agent. And again, we provide a lot of new and resourceful AI agent tutorials over there. So make sure to join the WhatsApp community, and whichever information that you need, will provide you over there. Also, you can comment below wherever you feel any kind of challenge. Okay. Let's move on. So you simply add a user prompt, this, and then you add a system prompt. To add a system prompt for the first, you'll need to click on this button called add option and then select system message. When you select system message, you'll get this box, and then you'll simply add a prompt like this. So my prompt is that you are a smart assistant that help users manage their calendar using natural language, interpret users' message carefully, and decide whether the task is related to email or calendar. And then we have given some of the guidelines. Okay. Again, if you need this system prompt, you can ask from me in my WhatsApp community, or you can simply create it by yourself. It's very simple. Okay. This is the output of our AI agent node. So it is giving me information about my meeting. So how this AI agent has created this output? Our AI agent is utilizing a few things over here. So the first thing is our AI agent is utilizing a brain, which is a large language model. So to add this, simply search OpenAI chat model on this plus button, and you'll find this. Here you'll need to integrate your OpenAI account for the first time. So simply click on this drop down, click on create new credentials, and add your OpenAI API key over here. Okay. If you do not know how to find your OpenAI API key, simply search on Google OpenAI API key, and you'll land on platform.openai.com. That's where simply log into your OpenAI account. You'll find your OpenAI API key. And again, if you find it difficult to create your OpenAI API key, just let me know in the comments below, and I will create a short tutorial on that. Okay. We are using a model GPT-4o mini over here. The next node is simple memory, because we want our AI agent to remember all the conversations we are doing. Suppose if we say update the if that you just created, right? So that's where we need a simple memory. So you can simply click on this plus icon and search for a simple memory, and you'll get a simple memory over here. Now our AI agent is also utilizing different calendar nodes. As you can see, I've added a calendar node to create an event, to get information of all the event, to get a particular meeting ID, to delete a particular meeting, or to update any particular meeting. Okay. So now to add all these nodes, simply click on the plus icon, search for calendar, click on Google Calendar, and you'll find all these options over here. You can select all of them one by one over here and add all these calendar. Let's go to get all events calendar node. Now, whenever you go to any calendar node, you need to make a few configurations. First thing, you need to add your email ID over here. Okay. So here I've already integrated my email ID and my calendar, aditya.aisharma@gmail.com. If you are coming here for the first time, you need to integrate your calendar. So click on this drop down, click on create new credentials, click on sign in with Google, enter your Google credential, and your calendar will be integrated over here. Okay. A few other configurations. Under resources, it should be event. Under operations, it is get many. Under calendar, we are definitely pulling calendar information from this particular email, aditya.aisharma@gmail.com, and we have defined some of the information. Okay. So we'll click on this add option, and then give it a brief description that if the user has not specifically asked for the number of events, then give 5. Okay. So you can define how you want this node to work. Okay. If you want your AI agent to give information about 3 meetings, if no number of meetings have been specifically asked, you can give any kind of description over here on how you want this particular node to provide you the information. Okay. For the field after and before, there is an option that you get by default. Simply click on this particular option, and it will let AI agent decide. For these two fields after and before, n8n has provided an amazing functionality. Okay. So let me show it to you. You'll get this small button. So simply click on this small button and let the AI agent and the model decide what parameter to put in after and before. Okay, this is basically the timeline. So AI agent and the LLM model will itself define what is the right time according to the user input. Okay, so you don't need to worry about wherever you see this particular icon. Okay, always use this, because it will let AI agent decide on what action it needs to take. Similarly, you can configure all of these nodes, and then the next node is if node. So the output of our AI agent is this in the text format. The next node is if node. Okay, the role of if node is to decide on which route it should transfer the output from the AI agent, right? So the output from the AI agent is about information about the meeting scheduled on my calendar. Now I gave the input at the beginning in the text format in Telegram. Okay, so I want to get the text output. So if node is going to decide whether it should route the output through this route or this route. Okay, so here is how we are going to configure the if node. Double click on it, and here I've added a condition that whenever you find a file ID of an audio file, then mark it as true, otherwise mark it as false. Okay, so this is the file ID of an audio file, but I sent the text message. It did not find the file ID of an audio file because it was a text message. So this is coming up as a red. That means the condition was not true. The condition, that false condition met. And because the false condition met, it transferred the output from the AI agent to this particular node and showing it on the Telegram node. I'm simply adding a Telegram node over here, under which I've set message under resource as operation as send message, and under chat ID we need to add chat ID. Why? Because our Telegram needs to know to which chat ID it needs to respond. Okay, what was that initial message that it needs to respond? Where will you find this chat ID? You simply go to either Telegram trigger node, you can also go to switch node, and that's where under chat you'll find the chat ID, and you simply drag and drop it over here and you'll get this particular chat ID. Also on the output we want to show the text coming from our AI agent, so we'll simply go to the AI agent. Either we can take the output from the AI agent node, or we can also take the output from the if node, which was the previous node. So simply drag and drop it over here. Okay, so on the output we are giving the chat ID so that it responds to the right chat message, and also we are giving the output like the text that we want to show. And here, as you can see on our Telegram, we are getting the output in the text format. Previously we sent the input in the audio format, so we got the output in the audio format. Let me also show you how the workflow appears when you send the input in the audio format and you get the audio in the output format. To show it to you, I'll simply go to executions over here, and I'll go to one of the previous executions. And here you can see that I sent the input as an audio format, and because it was in the audio format, the switch node routed it through this particular route, audio, and that audio file went to this particular node, which is a Telegram node. This node downloads the audio file that you send. Okay, so if I double click on this particular node, you can see I've added the file ID over here. So you'll simply find file ID under voice over here. So it found the file ID and it downloaded that audio message, and you can see the audio message in the right side over here. Okay, you can also download it in your system and hear the audio file. So the audio message that you sent went through this route. It got downloaded in the n8n system. Now this audio file gets converted into text using this particular node, which is an OpenAI node, to transcribe any audio. Now the text output from this node goes into AI agent. Now this AI agent get input of this text command and provides the output. This AI agent also triggered this particular calendar node, which is about creating an event, because my input was that create an event on my calendar from 4 to 5 p.m. today. Okay, so it triggered the right node and got the event created and provided me the output. And the output was, I've scheduled your meeting titled test meeting for 4 p.m. Pacific today. Okay, now this output from my AI agent moves to if node, and because we provided audio input at the beginning, if node will route the output of the AI agent through this way. Okay, so that we can get the audio output on Telegram at the end. So if I double click on this, we have provided the file ID over here. Because it found the file ID from this node, under switch node, under voice, you'll find file ID. Because it found the file ID, it was turned green. That means the condition was met. The condition was true, and as you can see, it was true. The output of the AI agent now flows through this direction, And again, we have added another AI agent. The purpose of adding this AI agent is to simplify information. Because suppose if you ask from your AI agent that tell me the meeting schedule on my calendar tomorrow, and it will give you information like, okay, the meeting name is XYZ, the location of meeting is zoom.us/123456, right? If you want the information in a very simplified manner from an AI agent saying that, hey, you have a meeting scheduled with John and Smith tomorrow at 4 p.m. and the title is product meeting, without information of like what is the location, what is the Zoom meeting URL, you add this AI agent and you provide little bit instruction to this AI agent saying that, hey, provide me information in a simplified manner. Okay. So to this long detailed output, it has created a small summary of this output, okay, of all the information that we are getting from AI agent. Now this output goes to the next node, which is converting this text into audio. Okay, so we are going to add an OpenAI node. You can simply search OpenAI node to generate an audio. Okay, you add this particular node, you get the input and you get an output as an audio file. Okay, and here as you can see, the only configuration you need to make is under text input, you need to drag and drop this output file from the previous AI agent, not file but the JSON field. Okay, now you have the output from this particular node, which is in the audio format. You simply add a Telegram trigger node and you add the name of the audio file, which is data over here, and you also define the chat ID. Why? Because your Telegram trigger needs to know which chat input it needs to respond. So you simply add a chat ID. Where will you find chat ID? Simply go to schema, go to switch node, and you'll find chat ID over here. So simply drag and drop it over here. And here you get the output on your Telegram
Meeting
node.
title, test meeting. Attendees, Devraj, pending. Akash, pending. Time 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. PDT.
Okay, this is how you can create an AI agent to manage your entire calendar end to end. And again, I've added only 5 calendar nodes over here. There are more than 12 or 13 calendar nodes available that you can do different things with your calendar, entirely manage it with your voice command. You can create this calendar, use it for yourself or sell it to other small, medium businesses, people who have no idea about building AI agents. Again, to get anything related to this AI agent, if you want the complete JSON file for this AI agent, if you want any of the system prompts that we have used, simply comment below or join our WhatsApp community. The link is given in the description below of this video. Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.